Welcome to day 2. We're going to do day 2 workout. We're going to start with a warm-up. Our first movement for our warm-up. Also, if you didn't watch the first one, a little bit of an explanation. I'm going to explain to you what to do. I'm going to go through the warm-up with you. I'll tell you how to do the movement, and then I'll say do this many, pause the video, go do that, and then when you come back, you'll unpause the video and I'll show you the next movement, etc., all the way down the line. When we get to the actual workout, we're going to do a strength movement, and then we're going to do a stretch in between our sets. So we're not really going to be waiting around very much. We're going to be strengthening and then stretching and then strengthening and then stretching. It's going to be awesome. Let's get started. Starting with our warm-up, we're going to do around the worlds. So you're going to have a really, really wide stance, and you're going to be bent over like this, arms overhead, and circle like that. And then back the other way. So you'll notice, as I'm coming to the side, I'm not doing this. So when you're at the side, ask yourself, is my chest facing my leg, or is my chest facing the wall across from me? Because that's what you want. You want your chest facing that way. You want to open up like this. Right? Around, see my chest is facing the wall. Right? See, this is no good. We don't want this. So go do, pause this video, go do around the worlds, do 10 total, 5 per direction, back and forth, and then come back and unpause the video. Our next movement is going to be outside, inside, outside, back. Kind of similar to our around the world, only we're going outside our leg, inside our legs, outside our legs, and then back. And then you can go the other direction, like start this side, doesn't matter. Outside, inside, outside, back. So I just did 2 repetitions. So pause this video, go do 10 outside, inside, outside, backs, and then come back, and we'll do the next warm-up movement. Now that you're back, we're going to do Xiaopeng, one side at a time with our arms. So the Xiaopeng, you're going to lift your palm up. When you get to the top, turn so that your palm is going to be facing the floor, and then come back the other way. Okay. So palm up, turn, palm down, and then palm down behind you, turn, palm up. Okay, so you notice I am not turning my hand out like this. This is easy to have my hand facing that way, right? I don't want my hand facing that way. I want my hand facing back, right? You see that? My palm is facing that way as I go, right? Straight from the side. Okay, so go do 10 Xiaopeng, forward and backward, both sides, and then unpause the video and we'll do the next warm-up movement. Now that you've unpaused the video, we're going to be on hands and knees, and we're going to do fire hydrants. So you're going to go knee out to the side, and you're going to try and squeeze that side glute muscle as you knee out, and then you're going to kick straight back and squeeze that butt glute muscle, and then just come straight back in. And do the same thing, knee out, back, and in. And what I want you to make sure you're not doing is not thinking about knee up, because if you think about knee up, you'll do this, which is not what we want, right? We just want knee out to the side as far as possible. Back and in. And then once you're done that, 10, go do 10 fire hydrants. So pause the video, go do 10 fire hydrants each side, and then come back, and we will do the next warm-up movement. Our next warm-up movement is going to be table rocks. So you're going to sit, fingers back, like this, right? Fingers back, my feet are forward, pinch my shoulders back, and then we're going to push my hips up and squeeze my glutes and control down. Push up, squeeze my glutes, control down. Get as high as you can. If you really struggle with these, you can have your hands up on a box, See like that little red box over there? I don't know if you can see it, but the little red box, I can put my hands up there. It would make it a little bit easier for me. Make sure your fingers are back. And as you lift up, think about pushing your arms back to help lift you up. See how I'm pushing with my arms? It's hard to see, but you get the idea. So go do 10 table rocks, and then come back and we will get started on our workout. For our workout, we're gonna start with good mornings or Romanian deadlifts. If you are fortunate enough at home to have some sort of weights, you can use those weights for your Romanian deadlift. The Romanian deadlift is a hip hinge type movement where you're pushing your hips back and then driving your hips forward. And it's important to remember that that's the movement. Hips back, hips forward. Don't think about bending over. Don't think about sitting up, right? Don't think about lifting the weights that you're holding if you have weights. And don't think about lowering the weights, none of that. Thinking about those things ruins the movement. Don't think about bending your knees, like actively doing this. Don't think about that. Think about reaching your hips back and then pushing your hips forward. So as you come down, you want to think about your hips touching the wall behind you. And then you want to, on the way up, you want to think about driving your hips forward as if you're going to break structure at the top. Not a whole lot of detail because we want to get through this. I'll have a detailed breakdown on the hip hinge another day. So you're going to do a hip hinge type movement like this. Hold weights in your hands if you want, or if you have like a big heavy weight. So if you have a weight at home, you can do this, right? Or if you want to, you can do a good morning where you hold the weight at your chest. And you do basically the same thing, right? If you have a weight to hold in either hand, so weight to hold in either hand, so you can do that. I like that because then the weights are kind of in front of your knees. And think about letting the weights hang straight down so that your knees are forced to stay back. Because you want your shins vertical. Don't lock your knees. Knees soft. Shins vertical. So pause the video and go do your first set of a hip hinge type movement. If you don't have a weight, just do good mornings. Just do this. And keep your back as straight as you can as you do all of those braces in your core. Pause the video, go do a set until it's hard, until you feel tired. So that could be 5 repetitions or it could be 25 repetitions, depending on if you have weight available or equipment or anything like that. When you come back, we're going to do our first stretch. So our first stretch is going to be a straight leg hamstring stretch. And a lot of people, when they're doing a straight leg hamstring stretch, will kind of just bend down like this. We're not going to do that. We're going to have our legs straight, and then we're going to just push our belly button forward, right there. That's it. I already feel that stretching like crazy. See that? See how far I am? That's it. That's as far as I am. So I can hold on to my table that I'm going to be using later. And I'm just pushing my belly button. Keeping my chest up, pushing my belly button towards my knee. You can feel that stretch. And I'm thinking about pointing my toe towards my nose. So keep that knee locked hard, right? You don't want this, soft knee. You don't want a soft knee. Lock knee for this stretch. So go ahead and do your straight leg standing hamstring stretch for 30 seconds, both sides. And then come back and I will instruct you on the next thing. Now that you've unpaused the video, you're going to go do another set of your hip hinge. So, just like this. Hip hinge, hips back, hips forward. You have your weights if you want. Grab a child, hold them by the scruff of the shirt, neck of the shirt, and hold them by his belt loop. Just do some Romanian deadlifts. And if you actually do that, please take video and tag me in it. I want to see, that's hilarious. It'd be super awesome. Yeah, go do your next set of Romanian deadlifts or hip hinge movement until it's hard. Now that you've unpaused the video, we're going to do our second stretch. Our second stretch is going to be a lying bent leg hamstring stretch. So you're going to lay down on the ground. You're going to bend your leg. This leg has to be straight, the bottom one. This one, interlace your fingers, pull your leg in. See how my leg's bent? Keeping my knee in tight. And then I'm going to try to straighten my leg. Just try to straighten my leg and point my toe towards my nose. But I'm not going to let my leg move. So my leg's not going to get straight, but it's going to just sit there and twitch and try to straighten. And you can feel kind of a deeper stretch in the lower hamstring. If you got that leg twitch, you're probably doing it right. So go ahead and pause this video and go do your bent leg lying hamstring stretch, 30 seconds, both sides. Now that you've unpaused the video, repeat that cycle. So you're going to do another set of your hip hinge or Romanian deadlift, right? So this thing, or whatever, right? Whatever variation is hard for you. And then you're going to do your straight leg hamstring stretch, 30 seconds both sides, and then you're going to do your fourth set of your hip hinge after that, and then you're going to do your bent leg hamstring stretch, and then we'll move on. So pause the video and go finish all that out. Good? Awesome. Now we're going to do our table row. So your first set of whatever row variation. So hopefully you watched the previous video, and if you have weights or if you have a suspension trainer or if you have a cable machine at home, feel free to do like a seated cable row or a suspension row or a one-arm dumbbell row or whatever it is. But if you have a table, you're going to be under your table, and you're going to be pulling up, touching your chest every time. Make sure you're getting your shoulders back and down on every rep. Focus on that shoulder position at the end, chest up, look up. If you're tucking your chin in, you're probably making problems happen. Go do whatever row variation works for you. Go do a set that's hard. So if you have some weights that are appropriate, you might be doing 8 to 12 repetitions. If you have a suspension trainer, set up your body that you're doing 8 to 12 repetitions and making it hard. When you're using a table, try to set your feet up in a way that you're getting somewhere between 8 and 12 if you can. Otherwise, just do as many as you can until it gets difficult. Make them pretty. If your chest doesn't touch, if you don't get in a good position, stop the set. Don't make them ugly. So go ahead and do a difficult set of rows. And then when you unpause the video, we're going to do our first stretch. So our first stretch is going to be the shoulder capsule stretch. The shoulder capsule stretch, you're going to be laying face down. You're going to have one leg up to the side like this. That same side arm, so one leg and the other arm is straight, the other leg and the other arm is bent. So you see straight arm, bent leg, bent arm. Okay? So I'm tucking it under like this, and I'm actively pulling the shoulder back. So I'm not letting my shoulder fold in front of me. I'm pulling my shoulder back, and I'm tucking this elbow underneath this shoulder, and I'm pushing my weight on this elbow so that my arm is being pulled across my body, but I'm trying to pull my shoulder back at the same time, and I'm pushing my weight in it so that it's pushing my humeral head at the back of my capsule. So it's being pushed like that and pulled across my body at the same time, and I'm going to reach out like this, and you should feel a fairly stimulating stretch right in here somewhere. If you're feeling pinching in the front, you want to readjust. So you want to try and get that shoulder pulled back actively with your back muscles, play with your positions, move your elbow up and down and around, find where it doesn't pinch, find where it stretches the most. When you switch sides, obviously switch legs, switch arms. So pause the video and go ahead and do 30 seconds of your shoulder capsule stretch each side. Now that you've unpaused the video, do your second set of whatever row is hard for you. your table row. If you have to use a table, use your weights, use your cable machine, suspension trainer, whatever it is. Do your second set of rows until it's difficult. Now that you've unpaused the video, we're going to do a reach underneath stretch. So you're going to be here, hands and knees, and you're going to take one arm and reach under. This arm stays planted. It can bend, that's okay. We're going to reach under. I'm going to try and get my head under. Doesn't have to go through, it's just under this arm. And I'm going to reach as far as I can. And I'm kind of forcing this twist through my torso to get a stretch in my upper back. So I'm actively reaching the whole time, trying to get that arm as far out as possible. And I'm going to hold that stretch, and not hold. You're going to be trying to continue to make ground, right? Reach, 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 the whole 30 seconds. So go ahead and do your reach underneath for 30 seconds, both sides. Pause the video, go do that. Now that you've come back, I'm sure by now you've guessed, you're going to do it all again. So you're going to pause the video and you're going to go do your third set of your rows, right? And then you're going to do your shoulder capsule stretch. 30 seconds both sides. And then you're going to do your fourth set of your rows. And then you're going to do your second set of your reach underneath stretch. So pause the video, go do another set of rows, shoulder capsule stretch both sides, fourth set of rows, and reach underneath both sides. Go. Now that you've unpaused the video, we are going to do a Superman. So the Superman is laying face down. It's very, very important that you squeeze your glutes. So look at my butt. If you watch my butt, you'll notice that I squeeze my glutes and I tuck my pelvis. So my pelvis is going from this position and it's going to that position. See, watch, it goes. Whoop, whoop. So you need to get that position with your pelvis as you come up into the Superman. If you don't get that position with your pelvis, you could cause excessive stress on your spine, and we don't want that. Also, when you're coming up in the Superman, think about extending through your upper back, not as much your lower back. So Superman looks like this. That's it. That's the Superman. You're going to lift your chest off the ground. You're going to have your arms up. Reach your arms and your legs towards the ceiling and squeeze your butt. You're going to hold the Superman for as long as you can and make sure you're breathing. So go do your first set of Supermans and then come back. Pause the video. Go do Supermans. Now that you're back, we're going to do a seated baby stretch. I don't know if it's actually called this. It's just what I call it. Whatever. So you're going to sit like this. Your feet planted. You're going to grab your feet. And then you're going to push your belly button forward. And then round forward like this. I like to even get like my elbows on the inside of my thighs here and try and push my legs back with my arms. So you might feel that in your hips, low back area, tuck down, stretching all that out. So go ahead and do a 30-second seated baby stretch. When you've unpaused your video, we're going to do another set of Supermans. So again, you're on your stomach, squeeze your butt, come up like this. Okay, so go hold Superman for as long as you can until it's hard. And then come back. Now that you've returned, we're going to do a simple standing plank stretch. So you're going to be standing, lock your knees, round down, and relax. Do not come down and let your knees bend. We don't want that. We want our knees locked and relax.
Think about, you can pull yourself. You think about letting your body hang. You do this, whatever.
So go do a standing pike stretch for 30 seconds. Pause the video. Now that you've done that, you've unpaused the video, we're going to repeat that all over again, if you couldn't already have guessed. So you're going to do a third set of Supermans. After your Supermans, you're going to do the seated baby stretch again, right? Baby stretch for 30 seconds. After that, you're going to do your fourth set of Supermans, right? And then after that, you're going to do your standing pike stretch again. So in total, you're going to do 4 sets of Supermans, seated baby stretch twice, standing pike stretch twice. Pause the video and go do that. Now that you've unpaused the video, you're done. That's it. That's the workout. Woo! Self 5. Everyone gets a high five. Yeah, through the internet because we're social distancing. We can't do real high fives now. That's depressing. All right. Great job on your workout, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. And please, please give me some frickin' feedback on if there's anything you want changed. I mean, if you like it and you're just like, yeah, that's great, that's awesome. I appreciate that feedback too. You guys are awesome. Keep kicking ass.